Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming back. Look what I found. I was going to use this to store some cold drinks in my fridge. It is a 64-ounce tumbler. I knew the second I saw this and bought it, I was definitely going to resin this. So let's get started. I'm going to use several different glitters on this one, and I'm going to kind of put them in a swirl motion. Now, I'm not going to paint this. This is kind of like a rubberized material, and I didn't want to paint it. I want the blue to show through the iridescence of these glitters. So let's see how this turns out. Being so huge, I mixed up 20 milliliters of resin to adhere the glitter to this, and I only used 10, which was shocking. This is such a heavy tumbler. It is very hard for my left hand to hold this up. So you will see me putting it down quite a lot. So I do have to kind of touch up the bottom as I set it down. I kind of knock the glitter out of place. But I just want to spread this on as thin as possible so it dries fairly quickly. I'm just going to get all the glitter on and all the resin on, and I'm going to let it turn probably overnight. Okay, guys, it's the next day. Yesterday, I did put one coat of resin on. before I went to bed so I can have it dry for this morning. Now, I just took it off the turner this morning and I'm going to take this 80 grit sanding block and I'm going to knock down a lot of this glitter because, like I said, it's chunky glitter. This is going to take a lot of coats of resin. Plus, I want to do kind of the Milky Way effect on those swirls. So I'm just going to knock this down and I'm going to put another quick coat of resin on before I leave for work. And then we're going to let that dry. And probably tomorrow, when I have some time, I'm going to go ahead and put some Milky Way effects and some decals on it. And then we're going to cover it again. So hang in there. Okay, guys, it's time to get some more resin on this, and then we're going to try to put some pink and some white for some Milky Way effects on this. Now, I am going to tell you, I had a gut feeling when I was putting this glitter on that I should not have proceeded. I do not recommend doing a tumbler this big or a jug, whatever you want to call it. The problem is, it is so heavy, and I don't think these turners are made for something this heavy. And what's happening is I know I've done and I have videos out there showing doing large glass vases which were much heavier than this. The problem is, and the difference between the two is that those glass vases had a really large wide mouth and I could put a pretty big tumbler turner arm inside of that to hold it steady and hold it straight. The problem I'm having with this one is it's such a small mouth. As you can see, I had to add a non-slip pad around the pink foam that I have in there because last night it had fallen off while it was turning. Now it was already kind of dry when it did fall off, so it didn't do any damage. I don't have anything to fix. But it is very hard. I do not recommend doing this. So let's try to do this Milky Way and see what happens. Now that the resin's all on, I'm just going to warm it up with the heat gun just to help this little pink and white that I'm going to be putting on this little pink strip that I put through, which ended up not being pink. Like, this whole thing is a disaster. I'm not happy with it at all, but I figured I'm already this far. I might as well finish this and I might as well show you what not to do. So, like I said on other videos, I'm not just going to show you things that work because, like I said, I'm learning too. And I learned not to do something this large and this heavy with this small of a mouth. So I'm going to be putting this pink and this white on, and I would like it to stay in these stripes because I'm not super happy with the color these came out underneath the resin. I really wanted it the blue and the pink. I didn't really want that dark color. So let's try to cover this up. So here's a new lesson for you. So as you can see, I put all the colors where I wanted them. And then another mistake. I took my heat gun because I was being impatient and I wanted to help them swirl together. However, I know you probably can't see the angle of this jug in the camera, but it is leaning because it is heavy. It's leaning towards the floor. So it is not sticking perfectly straight out. So all the colors then moved down towards the bottom. So now I have a lot of pink on the bottom, and my pink and white that I wanted over those darker stripes are now over the pretty blue that I absolutely loved. So let's see if I can save this somehow. Okay, here's the next day. Like I said, I am not thrilled with how this is going, but I don't feel like stripping this huge thing. So I'm just going to keep moving on. I can always strip it later in the future. But as you can see, the bottom, all the pink just kind of came down and wrapped around itself in the bottom because it was not gelling up very quickly. I did not have enough of the quick coat, so I did use regular resin, which was another mistake. So please, please, please learn by my mistakes. Do not trust what I'm doing is going to work any different for you. So I'm trying to save you time and frustration and resin. So I'm going to go ahead and put some decals on this. Maybe I can hide it. I don't know. Let's see. All right, this is it. This is all I can do to try to save this one. So I am adding my absolute favorite iridescence by Brie Reese. And like I said, I will link everything I can in the comments below if you're interested in any of the products that I'm using. I don't recommend trying this though. Anyway, so this is the last, might be the last. I hope it's the last coat. So I'm going to put 30 milliliters of resin on here. Again, it is leaning down again, even though I keep trying to fix it, it's not fixing itself. So I'm just going to keep going. Like I said, this is for me. I would have never done this for an order. I would have stopped a long time ago. So I'm just going to cover this. Hopefully it'll take one coat. If not, I will put a second coat on there. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you learned some lessons. Send me some comments. I do love reading all of them. See, let me know what you think about this disaster in the making. I will put some finishing photos at the end, just like I always do, so you could see how it finished turning out. And I do thank you for watching, especially if you made it this far. And please subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. Hit that like button. Help me get to my first goal. It is so, so hard to have people subscribe. I don't understand. I subscribe to a lot of people. So it's just a little button, guys. Do me a favor and hit that button. All right, guys, I love you. And I will talk to you later. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.